These videos will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
What?
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is this?
Wake up. Wake the
Nah, man, when it comes to the Pope, the Vatican, and all that stuff, I've been skeptical. Go look back through the history of the videos here, man. I always lean back and think like, I don't know, man. You know, I know these pictures could be AI generated, but at the same time, it still feeds into those conspiracy theories I have about the Pope and the Vatican.
You know what I feel like TikTok doing and why people are talking about TikTok being deleted? I really feel like TikTok is a place where people have a freedom of speech. People can come on here and spread knowledge. People can come on here and spread creativity. People can come on here and create a support system, a fan base, whatever, a big following. And there are a lot of people starting to wake up now, starting to realize the truth. And TikTok is one of those ways where people can come on here and get enlightened and start waking up. I honestly think that the government is trying to stop us from connecting with one another and having real human connections and waking up other people. I think they don't with that. So they bogus. They bet not delete this app because I'm trying to wake some people up. I'm trying to create a kingdom. I'm trying to have like-minded people to relate to. I'm trying to have some fun. You know what I feel like,
I agree. I feel like if they wanted to stop it, they should have got it early. They should have did it earlier. It's too late now. There are so many people who are paying attention and waking up to the information, becoming enlightened. Like, it's so many people now that if they shut it down, everyone's gonna find a way to connect again through another app. It's way too late. They would have had to stop it a long time ago in order for it to stop. But this thing is rolling so much now, and it has snowballed and grown so big that I think, me personally, I just think there's no way to stop it. Everybody's talking about different things. Everybody's doing a lot more research. You know what I mean? Everybody's having the dialogue we always talked about. So, yeah, I don't think it can be stopped.
You know that episode of SpongeBob where they were like, the power within, the power within, the power within. I'm about to break it down. Learn how to raise your vibrations. Stop listening to that rap, that drill, all of that. I'm not saying stop completely, but listen to other stuff that calms your soul, frequencies, vibrations, stuff like that. It really matters. Those things really affect your mental. That's why when you listen to like Rio the Young OG, stuff like that, you want to go kill somebody. But when you listen to Janae Aiko, you feel like you're in a field full of flowers and you're on top of the world. Let me fix her because she's crazy. Go outside and charge your energy. The sun is the source of our energy. If you go outside and stand with your bare feet on the grass and your palms up to the sun and you just stand there, close your eyes, soak it in, you're going to feel the vibration. You're going to feel your skin start to vibrate. You're going to feel the difference. What do you think would happen if we all went outside, did that at the same time, and channeled our energy? You'll really start to feel better, look better. For example, look at my skin. I used to have really bad acne until I found the secret. Go outside, touch the trees, talk to the birds. I do that. And yes, I have videos on that too. Social media has really brainwashed everybody and sent everybody into a mass hysteria. They put something in the news and now everybody's taking that, running with it and going crazy. Me personally, I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to nothing on social media. I don't like it. They've programmed you guys into being scared of the outside world where the natural remedies and cures are. They literally kill off anybody who tries to find the natural cures and share it with the world, such as Dr. Sebi. They also kill off people such as Stanley Meyer. He was the first man to invent a water-powered car. Look into it. They want you to rely on their methods so that they have a stable source of income. They're living off of us. They're living off of us. Whenever you're sick, it's just a deficiency in your mental or your bloodstream. Those can easily be corrected. Doing your research and finding out what really fixes it. A lot of the times we overdo it, such as with hair products, skincare products, weight loss journeys. You do not have to go to those extremes. It's very simple. Very simple. There's literally like one key ingredient for each of those, and I can make a video on it. They've overcomplicated the world so that you lose track of who you are as a person, as an individual. You guys need to open your eyes. Like, I don't know how much more I can say this. And I don't use the word crazy. I honestly think that we see the world through our own vibrations, like from that perspective. You get it? The world right now.
Very, very wise beyond her years, man. I love the message she's preaching and giving to everyone, man. Stop what you're doing. Go outside. Detox from your phone and everything else. Go outside. Feel the earth. Myself included. Sometimes I get so caught up in what all I'm doing in here, and it'd be a couple days before I leave the house. You know what I mean? So it's like stepping outside, breathing the air, feeling it. You know, like she said, raise your palms to the sky, see how it feels. Maybe we can all try to sync up and do it at the same time, see if we feel each other's energy, you know? And then she said something that really resonated with me because I did a video the other day talking about diets. And when you hear so many different diets and different things like that, you start to question which way is up. You don't know. With so many different diets for this and to remove this and toxic this and you got to flush this and you got to get this out of your system, that. And you're like, you don't know what to eat. You don't know what to take. And it's like, why is that? Something's got to be wrong with this. This can't be how I'm supposed to live, you know? So trying to find just something to do. And the whole thing about medicines and different things like that, you know, people have their opinions on that. And you can't really talk about it, but I get what she's saying about that as well. So yeah, man, I feel her on that. Matter of fact, once this video is off, I'm gonna go stand. I don't know about barefoot. It's been raining kind of crazy outside, but I'm gonna go stand outside for a little while, man, and just get that energy, and then come back inside and see how I feel. Y'all let me know if that works for you if you do it.
Dogs are not natural. Where at on God's green earth do something like this got a place in nature? Or some shit like this? Do this look like predator or prey to you? If humans disappeared today, how would something like this survive in nature? That would lead me to believe that they genetically modified. Talking about man's best friend, that's man's only friend. Trust me, if them boy came across something like this, which is a real wolf, where probably all dogs came from, the wolf will eat it like it's nothing, a little snack or something. Who the created this shit? Dogs are not natural.
Well, we know that's why people are constantly breeding them and creating different kinds and stuff like that, man. The breeding is almost insane how much breeding. I'm surprised they haven't kind of cut back on that. You know, the amount of breeding of these dogs that takes place, man, it's insane nowadays. Like, you'll never find like the pure breeds that you used to find back in the day. Like now, that thing is mixed with 9 different things by the time it gets to you and you buy it. That's why it's like, oh, is that a such and such? No, it's a such and such mixed with this, mixed with that, mixed with this, mixed with that. And I think it got a few other things, but the breeder got tired of explaining what all it was mixed to me, and I had somewhere to be, so I just paid and left. I don't know what all this mixed with. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is out here now. Seriously.
This is why I am not going to celebrate Halloween. And it's not because there's spooky decorations and it's scary. I believe we are spiritual beings and that there is a spiritual realm. Why do you think so many people practice brujeria and voodoo and it works on people? Because it's real. And on this day, witchcraft is glorified. But Evelyn, it's not like that. It's not that deep. I know that there is a lot of evil at play in this day, not only because of the history, but also because there's people with bad intentions that are getting a free pass to infiltrate your home on this day. It's the only time of year that we don't question what strangers are just handing out to our kids. Now, I'm not talking about blades or like stuff being stuck.
And the crazier they look on that day, the better. So it's like we accept everything, which should be the opposite. We should be so skeptical.
In the candy. My concern is the intentions they had giving this candy out. Did they do witchcraft on the candy that my kids are about to consume? Or are they cursing this candy? It's a well-known day for evil to be at play. So what easier way to do it than to curse your kids with depression, with anxiety? And they eat it up. This is why I am...
Ooh. Never really thought about it like that. You know what I mean? We're so quick to look and make sure, okay, ain't this in here, that nothing in here that can harm them. Test it, eat it, make sure it ain't nothing. And we can only do that to a certain extent, right? But to to do that and to like wish bad upon people through the candy that you're giving to, yeah, that's a whole nother level that I haven't even thought of, man. And we've contemplated, me and Queen, about not like celebrating or just doing something at the house where we know we're protected, they're protected, and it ain't got to be nothing more than that. We've thought about that, and I may look into starting to do that, man, because I ain't gonna lie, people are getting crazier and crazier each year.
Story time. What
Story
happens
time.
when you suddenly become
There was
rich?
a chap, grew up in a very poor neighborhood, you know, the rough working class kind of neighborhood. And then one day, this gentleman played the lottery and won $30 million. $30 million. And guess what? All his friends came out from the woodworks, his frenemies, cousins, uncles, who he didn't even know he had, came out of nowhere. And they thought it was a great idea for him to pay all their bills, get them out of all their financial problems, simply because he was now super rich. It came to a head when this gentleman began to resent the fact that he was now wealthy, began to resent everybody who was constantly lining up outside his new $1 million mansion asking for a handout. To cut the long story short, this gentleman ended up murdered by a lady who pretended to be his friend but was really only interested in his newfound wealth. Moral of the story is, when it comes to success, wealth, and people, you need to realize that it's all man, all woman for himself. Your generosity and your kindness has to be in such a form that you're not looking to make new friends. And I'll tell you one thing else. This entire world seems to be completely filled with NPCs. When you find that you're vibrating high, you're suddenly going to see an incredible amount of low vibration people swarming you like a bee. But hold on to that thought. There's a part 2.
Story.
Yeah, man, I agree, and that sucks, man. That sucks. Meek Mill, if you're familiar with the rapper Meek Mill, he said something that was so profound and prolific one time that I was listening to him, and he was like, you know, somebody was asking him, or I don't know, he was talking about one. I've heard him say it twice, and one time somebody was asking him, telling him about how people are asking them for money now that he's found this person has found fame and different things, and he was telling Meek Mill about it. And Meek Mill responded to him. He was like, yeah, man, I had those same issues when I first came into money. And he was like, what happened was I told them, you know, when I started not being able to do for them, they had a problem. And he said, I told them. He said, I'm not changing. Y'all are changing. He said, back when I didn't have money, nobody came to me for money. So I came into money and then y'all changed. Now everybody wants to come to me for money. And if I can't do for y'all, then there's a problem. I didn't change. You changed. And it made sense, man. You can't do for everybody. And then everybody, and I try to stress this to my kids so much, man, everybody's intentions aren't pure. They use you, and they'll be like the lady that got next to that man and ultimately was his demise. Like, people, man, and I try to do that without stripping them from like having a big heart, because I admire that about them, that they have a big heart and want to help people. That's a rare quality that not a lot of people possess. So it's like finding a balance of okay to have a big heart, but don't let your heart put you in some, you know what I mean, extreme circumstances or predicaments that you may not survive. So you got to kind of find that balance, man. And don't let nobody pressure you into doing things that you don't want to do. I see it all the time with that curse of the lottery stuff and like that, man, and different things that have happened, man. People come out the woodwork
Yeah, I wanted it, so here it goes. So I'm gonna tell y'all the story about the time when my ancestors tried to come and pick me up. Okay, so I'm gonna have to give y'all the backstory so it all ties together. So I'm definitely gonna have to make this video in a few parts. So I'm gonna say this happened last year around June or the beginning of July. I have just moved in my apartment and weird things just started happening. So backstory, my dad passed away in 2016, and I noticed along my journey I would always see the number 444. So I was talking to this psychic who had no idea, like the things that she told me, there's no way she could have known. She was pretty much telling me that my daddy was one of my spirit guides, which I figured that because I would always see 444 and his birthday was August 4th, so I just kind of connected that together.
What is the spirit? Did she say guide or spirit guide? And what does she mean by that? I've heard a few people say that, so I was wondering if y'all knew what it means. Somebody else know what that means? I'm gonna look it up myself though and find out, because I've heard a few people reference to that. But let's keep going.
And she pretty much confirmed that through a reading, because she was telling me things that my daddy was telling her that only me and him knew, only me and him spoke of. She even called me a nickname that he called me, so there's no way she could have known none of this. The thing I'm gonna point out that I need y'all to just remember is that my daddy's favorite color was red, and he loved the cartoon Scooby-Doo. When I say loved Scooby-Doo, he was obsessed. He had box collections, DVDs, whatever you could think of, he was obsessed with it. So just keep that in the back of your mind, because it's going to be very important throughout the rest of this story. Okay, so the first night I moved into my apartment, you know, I was putting my boxes up, and I remember I had these LED lights that I put behind my bed. Well, it was nighttime, and I came from Walmart to, you know, get groceries to stock into the refrigerator, and I went into my spare bedroom, and my LED lights were just on by themselves, and they were on the color red. So after I seen the lights on red, and I'm like, how are these lights just on? Like, they have batteries in them, and they have a button in the remote. So somebody has to manually turn them on. They can't just come on by themselves. So once I noticed that they were on the color red, it automatically dawned in my mind that, okay, maybe this is my daddy's spirit. Like, his spirit has to be in here. So fast forward a few days later, I was on YouTube and I was looking up the Anunnaki, and I come across this Scooby-Doo episode. So, okay, I'm watching this Scooby-Doo episode and I'm listening to what it's saying, and I automatically get a download that pretty much told me that Scooby-Doo's character was a depiction of a black person. So as I'm watching the episode, you know, they're talking about Planet X and the Biru, how it comes around every 3,600 years, and talking about what Zachariah Sitchin was saying about these beings called the Anunnaki. Now, what stood out to me the most is when Scooby-Doo was talking to another dog, and the dog was saying that she was pretty much an Anunnaki who was reincarnated in the form of a dog, and that they come back whenever the barrier between the worlds go weak or when the earth is in trouble. But I'm running out of time, so you gotta like for part 2. Yeah, I wanted it, so here.
Listen, man, I'm telling y'all, when I used to sit in my room, and that's how I kind of resonate and understand her with different presences or feelings and stuff like that. With my mom, my door was shut in this room, or at the previous place where I stayed at, the door was shut. And Queen got me like that. She'd be like, she called my mom mommy. So she'd be like, oh, that's mommy. And the door was shut, and I'd be like, stop playing. But after a while, you know what I mean? Sometimes it would happen, and I would just be like, all right, mom, what you doing? What you doing here? You know what I mean? Or certain things at that time would pop up that would remind me of her, and different things at the time of that happening. So I used to wonder, is that letting me know she's here? Her presence is here. She's letting me know everything is good, or she's here to watch over me, or I don't know. But I feel her on that those presence and those feelings be real, bro.
Hello, TikTok. So it seems like the news is telling residents in New York to pack a go bag just in case they need to leave the city in a hurry, and they're asking everybody to have ID, proof of address, debit cards, stuff like that, water, emergency items. What do you think is happening? This is kind of making me think of the Cardi B video that I posted, the conspiracy theory about the tsunami and the flood and everything. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. This is kind of crazy. Hello, TikTok.
Yo, somebody was just saying that the other day about having a bag ready to go with, but they was like, they had passports, they had cash, they had You know what I mean? Different things, clothes in that one, like a jump bag, ready to go in their house. Does anybody else have that? I wanted to ask y'all that, and that's funny that she sparked that thought in me about that. Like, do y'all have that in the case of an emergency bag around your house? Me and Queen had a conversation, and she's like, do you think we should get one? I was like, let me think about it. I mean, would it hurt to have one? You know what I mean? Bags just ready to go just in case you need to snatch, grab, and run. And what all would you put in there? You know what I mean? Important documents, credit cards, cash. Definitely want to have cash just in case you go somewhere and things are shut down, so you have another form of being able to pay for things. What else would you put in there that's the most important? Would y'all do it? Let me know. And are y'all already doing it and I'm behind and I should have been doing it? Let me know that too. All right? But listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section and let me know what you thought of these crazy videos, bro, and these theories. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone.